Alright guys, a quick way to quickly animate a bandana is like, for example, when I select this control here and just move the mic a bit, see if that's fine. Alright guys, so this is a quick way of animating something like really quickly. Like it's like roughly quickly, but you can get a good effect. So instead of like animating each and every single axis, what you can do is, what we'll do, just quickly come and I'll show you. So what we'll do is select the first two of these axes and rotate. You can select all of them and rotate them like that, you see, by selecting this yellow bit. So what we'll do, go into the side view, and we're just gonna literally just bring this out a bit later so we can see it. Copy the same key at the end, and in halfway through we'll just come down a bit. So it's just that so you can see it, and it's away from the geometry. Now what we're gonna do, we'll just make sure everything's flat, yeah, and we'll cycle this. So let's put everything on cycle, and all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna select all the remaining joints apart from the top two that we've animated. Put a keyframe at the start, put a keyframe at the end, excuse me, and in the middle we're just going to rotate up. I'll exaggerate a bit so that we can properly see the movement. Actually no, you know what, it's going to be down, that's it, up, down, that's it. And then we'll just cycle this and make sure we select everything and it's flat. Make sure both ends are flat so that the cycle will be smooth. Now all you're doing, it's very simple. All you're doing is you're selecting the second joint and you're just moving it by 1. Then go to the third set on both sides. You're moving that by 2. 1, 2 by pressing shift and middle button on your mouse. And the next one, you select that 1, 2, 3. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And now if we just take a look, you'll see that it's kind of offset, but it's still not. So what we can do, now we can go in one by one. So for example, say if I'll go into the first set and I'm going, all right, the Y's, these are the ones that are, so if I select all of these, press rotate, and go in the middle, I can make them bigger. There, you see? Or another thing to do actually would be better is if I select one and I'm like, all right, let me go back here and let me move these two up a bit. And when I get to the middle, I'll move this down here. So just exaggerating the movement. And then do the same for the next one. So you go, Y is the one with the most movement. So we come in here. We know this one's down, so this one's going to be up. And we'll just move this accordingly. And then the next one, we'll just go back to the start here and be like, all right, let's push this up a bit. Let's check that middle key. Let's push it down. Push this up a bit. So you're starting to get a bit more. So we'll just key, we didn't key the last one, so we'll just key in the middle, key there. And here we can just have it keyed out like that. See this? Now we can rotate like this. So. Yeah, this way. We'll just cycle that too. And now if we go to the start, what we want to do here is offset this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's select all of these. Hang on, have I got, oh, I have got it on there. Okay, we can do this one straight ahead. So we'll just delete everything here. Put a key at the start, key at the end. Okay, let's see this. move this back. And then forward, back up. Okay, that's fine. We've got that working. So we've got that working, right? The only thing with this, I would say, is the X. Let's just rotate that a bit like that. All right, what's going on there? What? Let's check this out. Let's bring it in a bit. Okay, that's fine. We just have to move that around a bit. Okay, and what we'll do, move that back. Okay, guys, so there's a very quick way of doing overlapping animation really quickly. So for example, let's take the bandana here, or the robe. Normally, I would select here and I would rotate individuals, right? If you want to do it quickly, you can, if you select the control, you notice that there's this yellow box that you can move. It moves all of the axes. That's what we'll do. So we'll just quickly do this. We'll knock this one out quick. We'll just select this, and I'll show you how quick you can do this. So at the start, let's just have the bandana out here so we can see it. So it's clear, right? And then when we're in the halfway through, we'll just have it come down a bit. So we know it's moving clearly. Now, straight away, you can see all you need to do, everything's keyed. So you just need to go to cycle. So we know everything's cycled. Now, all you're doing is you're working down the chain. So we'll select the next two. Again, key at the start, key at the end, and it rotates in. At the start, we want to rotate out. So we've got that movement going, yeah? Again, key it all. Make sure you key it, make sure all the curves are matching nicely, yes. And then we'll go down. What we'll do, let me just select all of these keys. Okay, and what I'll do, select this key here. Let me delete everything first. Okay, so let me just rotate this, key it at the end, and in the middle, we'll just push it in a bit like that. So we've got a movement happening there, right? Okay, is it intersecting? Yeah, it is, isn't it? All right, so what we'll do, we'll just come in here and we will move it out. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so now what we want to do, that's cycling. These are all cycling. Now we need to cycle all of these. So what we'll do is select everything here and just go to cycle, right? So everything's cycling. Select everything, go to flat, make sure everything's flat. Okay, so we've got this animation we can work with. Now all we're doing, literally, work down the chain. So we've got those two. Let's go 1, 2. Offset it by 2. The next two, offset by that by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next two, offset that by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the next one, let's offset that by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now there's a bit of a flow happening there, you can see. but it's still not how we want it, right? So what we can do, we can start working on, say, for example, the third one down on one of these. And let's look at the biggest change is this one. So what we can do is we can come here, we can come to the first frame here and be like, all right, let's push it out a bit. And let's push this back a bit. Let's see how that looks. And then you can start playing around. See, you're starting to see a bit of that. And again, you can tell the axis because when you select this, when you select the control and you select this, you can see this is yellow, green. The green one, so it turns yellow. So you know that one's got, it's in this way. It's going that way. So you know that's the one you want to edit. So then what you do, you come here to the first frame and you're like, all right, let's push it down a bit because it's going that way. And in the middle, let's push it like that. And then you're starting to see that change happening, right? And then that's all you're doing. You're coming in, pushing that axis, which is rotating in the direction you want to go. So here we know it's that one. And we can come to the start. Even though it's offset, you can see it's offset here. You can still come here. And you can still like control the curves. And then you can see, you see there? You're starting to get that overlap. Right? You could push it even more, like there. You're starting to get that overlap, right? Obviously, they're both at the same time, but I've got a trick with that. I'll show you how to sort that out. And the same thing we're going to do on the other side. So you come down here, and then it's the same thing. So just move all of this up, move this down. Basically, you're just exaggerating the moves a bit more. The axes are, it's all there for you. You know these are going up because